Alright, so I am back with Genesis Testament. This is just like another request. Looking at the should be the Transcendence arc and then just learning more about these characters and was it the Index's weirdest villain group. So yeah, let's just see why they're so weird. And I mean they actually look unique too. So that's what I was talking about, like yeah, it just kinda look real different from the characters that we're already used to. So yeah, just have a look and see what they're all about, and yeah, what's their story a little bit there. I can already see a familiar face here, but other than that, I hope you guys will enjoy this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and yeah, just get this reaction started.
The Transcendents are the new antagonist group in the Certain Magical Index light novels, with each member having enough power to rival the entire magic side on their own. But there is a lot more to this strange group of magicians than meets the eye. They are basically cosplayers or LARPers. Wait, what? Allow me to explain what the Transcendents are, both regular and irregular, in addition to what makes them so interesting.
Yeah, so that's why they look so unique then.
Transcendents
Come like it's just something
ordinary
about
people
them.
who borrow the appearance and personalities of legendary figures of magic, or even gods from different mythologies. They are then able to use that chosen individual's magic power as their own.
No, I don't think he did a good job censoring that.
To the magic concept of idol theory, where a legend is used as the basis to borrow a portion of magical power from it. What makes the Transcendents different though is that they specifically borrow the power of mysterious higher dimensional entities known as the Secret Chiefs, with Aleister Crowley coming to the conclusion that they were all linked to the Chiefs in some way or another, by receiving their grimoires or knowledge, some by allowing one to reside in their body, and others by directly controlling them. Currently, we do not know much about the Secret Chiefs or their motives, but we do know that Iwaz is one of them, and directly helps power the Transcendent Anna Sprengel when she fights. There are also two different types of Transcendent, irregular and regular. Irregular Transcendents are usually far more powerful than the regular ones, as they do not rely on other Transcendents for their power. Irregulars are usually turned into Transcendents via a spell or by contact with the Secret Chiefs, and appear to have a closer connection to them, while regular Transcendents are turned from normal humans or magicians into Transcendents thanks to an irregular assigning them to a specific role and power from their own abilities, with them abandoning their original identities and magic names to become new people. In Index, we see this most commonly with the irregular Transcendent Alice Another Bible recruiting regular Transcendents who desire some of her power for themselves. Alice is the strange young girl who acts as the center of a group of Transcendents known as the Bridge Builders Cabal, which gets its name from the fact that Alice can build a metaphysical bridge between reality and any proposed theory or concept, much like how the regular Transcendents change their reality to a specific idea which they then embody, or that Alice herself can act as the bridge to make the Transcendent's dreams become reality, due to her being able to violate and go against any pre-existing laws and theories. The Cabal was created seemingly after Alice was discovered living on the streets alone by the man who would later become H.T. Trismegistus. Alice was in a vulnerable, animalistic
That looks
state,
crazy.
completely different from the
What
cheerful
was
girl
that?
we see in the present day, as Alice was originally Alice Liddell, the girl whom Lewis Carroll used as the basis for his story of Alice in Wonderland. When Alice was in her 50s, a mysterious unnamed teacher of Aleister Crowley allegedly turned her into an irregular Transcendent, replacing her entire personality and physical appearance by force, so that she became just like the girl from Lewis Carroll's famous novel, Forever. It is unknown what happened to Alice's original teacher, but it is possible that Alice may have killed him by accident. Eventually, more future Bridge Builders Cabal members met her, and therefore, the Cabal was finally formed, with them hiding away from the rest of society. Each member of the Bridge Builders Cabal has what is known as salvation conditions, a unique code which differs from each member, where the individual Transcendent will have their own specific requirements for saving others. For example, Aradia only cares about saving others who are witches, or are perceived as witches by society, while H.T. Trismegistus will only save others based on what he views as common sense, which is pretty subjective given the context of his actions in the story. As each member has different conditions and beliefs, there is often animosity and conflict between Cabal members despite them belonging to the same group, with Alice being the linchpin keeping the Cabal together. The Cabal has over 30 members, with them all gravitating around Alice, who is by far the most powerful member of the Cabal. Hiding in a remote part of the world, the Transcendents wish to use Alice's almost limitless power to make their dreams come true by saving and bringing happiness to their desired groups they align with. However, much like how Gremlin wanted to use Ophinus's magic god power to achieve their dreams, Alice isn't exactly cooperative. She basically acts like a naive and innocent child, except not so innocent as she has little understanding of empathy or the consequences of her actions, and is quick to dispose of those she dislikes over even the slightest inconvenience, meaning the Transcendents not only worship Alice, but also greatly fear her, despite her childish demeanor. I suppose if you gave a child a nuke where they could blow up the universe with zero understanding of the power they have or what they should do with it, then that's the best comparison I can think of with Alice. Since the Cabal finds it so difficult to control and influence her, they desire a savior to unite the Cabal and appease Alice. Someone who would be able to save the entire world, to make every Transcendent happy and stop them from clashing against each other. The legendary magician Christian Rosenkreutz was selected as this preferred savior due to the many Rosicrucian stories about how he healed the sick and helped countless people all around the world. Therefore, it became the objective of the Cabal to revive CRC, which didn't go as planned, but that's another story entirely. But the reason why each Transcendent plays a unique character from a particular mythology is that this is necessary for the ceremony to revive CRC. While irregular Transcendents tend to completely outclass regular Transcendents, they are still capable of either destroying the world, creating a world, or rivaling the entire human magic side on their own. And no, the political magic side does not include the magic gods. Nephthys herself made a distinction in NT14. And unlike the gods, if they destroyed the current world or phase like Ophinus did, they would be unable to recreate it or even survive. Maybe Alice is the exception to this, but considering she wasn't with Terma and Ophinus in the Black World, I doubt it. As I mentioned before, each Transcendent has their own unique magic ability that they are seemingly limited to, kinda like stand powers from JoJo. This is unlike normal magicians who can use a variety of spells from many different mythologies if they so wished. With the variety of many Transcendents, not all their unique individual spells are destructive in nature. For example, good old Mary's magic can revive others from the dead, but it does not replace any lost blood. Or if we look at the Bologna Succubus's Cold Mistress spell, which converts any pleasure her target experiences into pain. Basically, a masochist's best dream.
Yeah,
While
okay.
other Transcendents like Aradia and Mut Thebes have magic which is dependent on power boosts or external situations in order to become stronger. When compared to magic gods who have mastered an entire field of magic and have maxed out their every stat like a video game, the Transcendents specialize in just one field of a particular magic system and have the capacity to max out just one stat to contend with the entire human magic side. That's the best way I can explain it. Each regular Transcendent also has a seal on their power, which they can remove to access the full extent of their strength by seemingly manifesting the power of the secret chiefs. This seal is known as Risk 4, where the Transcendent usually states they are entering God's territory as they gain access to an even more potent version of their magic or unlocking completely different spells on a far more potent scale. Now, let's discuss the role of the Transcendents in the Index light novel, as Anna Sprengel wanted to cause as much trouble in the world as possible, hoping that one day her so-called king would change her wicked nature for good. Hey Toma, you dropped this. Anna, being an irregular transcendent, infiltrated the Bridge Builders Cabal as a new recruit and tore the Cabal into two sides, as she successfully manipulated Alice, who became obsessed with Kamijo Toma, as he outright rejected her power, as he does not seek it or fear her like the other transcendents she was familiar with, which caused Alice to be fascinated with him. Some members of the Cabal saw Toma as a threat to their existence due to him being too close to Alice, and sought to eliminate him, while others believed it was immoral to kill him for such selfish reasons, which resulted in the Cabal being split into two factions, the Killers and the Rescuers, with the Killers of course wanting Toma to die, while the Rescuers were trying to save his life from the others. The Transcendents are notably different to Toma, as he will save anyone that comes his way, irrespective of if they are good or evil inside. While the Transcendents only care about one particular group they have an affinity for, meaning they are a lot more selective and dogmatic in their approach to helping others. Perhaps if they all adopted an ideology like Toma's, then they would not require a savior to begin with, and Alice could perhaps live in peace without any threat, with all the Transcendents united. Therefore, it is unsurprising that Toma, instead of CRC, is alluded to being the savior that the Cabal needs. And yet, many members refuse to accept the evidence before their eyes due to their own ignorance and selfish nature by wanting to change the world in a way they see fit. Perhaps the Transcendents represent how the identity of humans make us gravitate towards certain collective groups, where they prioritize particular sets of people above all else and will disregard others who do not align with the same group, while Toma does not care about particular groups, as he focuses on the individual above all. It harkens back to how Fuyama of the Right wanted to save the entire world, as opposed to Toma, who concentrated solely on individual people on a case-by-case basis, as categorizing people into arbitrary collectives only causes conflict against other groups opposed to them, sometimes resulting in war and violence. The concept of the Transcendents abandoning their original identity to become a new person has different allegories that I'm sure will set your imagination on fire. But allow me to explore this concept from a nuanced perspective. Toma also assumed a new identity, but he had almost no choice compared to the Transcendents, as he lost his memories, and now was essentially a new person no matter what, as he could no longer remember what he was like before his amnesia. He did have choice over what kind of person he would become, as Toma strived to be an altruistic person who would save others at his own expense, while the regular Transcendents directly made that choice to become a new person when offered the power to make that happen. What is different is that they were directly assigned an identity or role, which they would then have to play a particular character in order for it to work, as they can even assign more than one person to the same role, like how a second Aradia was recruited after the original betrayed the Cabal to side with Toma. Regardless of who they were before the change, Toma does not call them fake individuals. He simply accepts them as the people they have decided to become, and seemingly has little interest in who they were prior to becoming a Transcendent.
Yeah, this is pretty much his character right
Toma
there.
can relate to them in the sense that they have embraced a new identity, striving to be an ideal self just like him, even if he did not have a choice in the matter compared to them, while Alice did not have any choice just like Toma. But at the same time, she was manipulated and molded into a new person against her own will. I suppose this is trying to suggest that free will is paramount. While the Transcendents aren't perfect and are selfish in their decision making, so is Toma in that respect, but they both made the decision to become something new with the cards they were dealt with in life, while Alice was maliciously coerced and groomed, becoming a disturbed and twisted being, reverting from an adult into a childlike state, losing the entire essence of her person and humanity underneath, which is why her true nature now is animalistic. It is stated that the Transcendents were still magicians prior to their conversion, and that they had their own magic names. Magic names usually represent the magician's own unique philosophy or life goals, which they carve into their very soul, meaning it is for life. But the Transcendents directly abandon their magic names in pursuit of a new identity and purpose, perhaps discarding the core essence of who they truly were inside. In the modern free world, where identity and individualism has now taken priority over what society dictates who we should be, do humans truly have the power to become anything we desire? Is who we are fate, decided from birth? Have we been influenced by external phenomena that shaped who we become inside? Or is it our own choice of who we choose to become, regardless of what happens around us?
You're just going
Perhaps
deep
being
on
able
this
to
one.
become
Like,
anything
that's a
is
lot
just
of
like the
discussion right
Transcendents,
there.
who are directly playing the story of life.
Just,
as
yeah,
gods.
whole lot of
But with
questions.
Alice, who is given the power
And just a
of
whole lot of
God against
answers.
her will, it is indeed a very dangerous thing. What do you think about the Transcendents and how Komachi presents them in the story? There is definitely a lot you can say about them that reflects the real world. But like many other concepts in Komachi's work, the right answer is never usually black or white, which is what makes them so compelling. Make sure you subscribe for more Index and Railgun content on the channel, and check out these other videos.
Okay, and then that is it for this one. So yeah, like I just said, that is a lot of discussion. Yeah, whether you should just prioritize, the identity, is it just, kind of, already there from birth. So yeah, once you grow up, you just kind of, form your identity, and then, that's it. Or can you just eventually change over time after, someone's talked to you? Yeah, it's a lot that goes into that, and I am not going to go too deep into it, but in the Transcendence case, I do like how, they're like cosplaying, sort of having like a character to play. And literally having, let me see if I can find it, like literally two different, or two of like the same character, just like one favors Toma over the other. Actually, let's see. Right here. Literally like the same thing right here. Okay. But their powers, they definitely seem interesting. Pleasure into pain. Okay. I know there's some people that are definitely gonna like that type of power. Pretty much like any type of succubus in general, it just depends. Then there's certain people that they save, so pretty much if you're not like within that type of condition or requirement, so like basically it just has to be, what do you say, common sense for one of them here. So it just has to be common sense, and then they'll save you. So it just depends. If it's not gonna be like common sense and saving you, then it's just pretty much it. And I can see that with Alice. Of course. If you give any type of child something like a nuke and they just don't know what to do with it, of course, it's gonna be pretty much a disaster. See, she just plays around a lot, and then after that, I think, what was it? Her other personality or her other form that she takes or has. There you go with that. So I'm also try and like read up on the irregular and then the regular. Because that was, not confusing, but he was just saying irregular and regular so much. I'm like, okay, wait, hold up. Like, let me get this straight. But basically, I kind of get, irregular, that's stronger, and irregular, they're still strong. Like, just don't like think that they can't do anything. They're still gonna be strong. It's just there's a certain level or extent that they can go, and I think what do you say, they had seals or something, right? And then they had to that's linked to like these secret chiefs and all. But I'm gonna just try and read up on it, see a little bit more on that. But this other version of Alice here, and I could tell, definitely she would be one of the most strongest with this like fictional power, Alice in Wonderland type of stuff. And then whatever was going on here, like, oh, okay, so what is that? Her, literally coming out of, okay. It looked like she just bit through, I guess. Kind of bit through her, and then she just kind of crawling. I don't even know. I don't know what I was thinking when I first saw that. But other than that, I think that's about it. So now I see why they kind of seem like unique. I guess kind of weird to me. I'm like, they just seem like an entirely different group to me. I just couldn't understand, or not understand, but I just didn't know what's different about them from the, the other characters of the series. That's all it was. I guess because they were just so colorful. I don't even know. So that's why, and I mean, that would make sense. Yeah, cosplay and all that. You're just literally, yeah, letting those colors, yeah, just do whatever. It doesn't even matter what you're wearing. Just, yeah, be as colorful and just be yourself at that point. But other than that, I guess I'll just end it off here. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you like, subscribe again, and yeah, I'll just see you guys in the next one.